Yeah, man, where did the time go? I don't know what to do. What do we do with our life? How do we find purpose? Hey, kidfolk, what's up? Listen, for years I struggled with doubt about God's calling for my life. And calling doesn't always mean preaching or pastoring. God calls everybody through their jobs, their vocations, whatever God has placed you, their schooling, whatever. And sometimes it's for a season, sometimes it's for a lifetime. But so when I mean I struggled, meaning I didn't know exactly what to do. I needed some hand-on tools. So today we're gonna give you 3 tips on how to find your purpose in life. How to find your purpose in life, right? So, kidfolk, there's 3 things that you've got to do in order to find your purpose in life. And there's a story in the book of Exodus about a man named Moses who is charged with the task from a deity through the burning bush in the middle of a desert. And he's charged with the task to go and tell Pharaoh to let his people go. He feels doubt, he feels insecure, he's got a past. The man is a murderer who fled from justice, and he is being sent back to the place in which he's had the bad memories. He was also very rich. He was a prince, and then he was brought low. And so he's dealing with the insecurity of being poor and being a criminal. Man, I don't know if you've ever felt like that, but man, there's 3 things that we can get out of this story that have helped us to shape what it means for us to find our calling, find our purpose in life. Those 3 things are these. The first thing I want you in the story is, man, you got to look at what's in your hand. And when Moses tells God, hey, man, I don't know if they're going to believe me if I go and tell them that God said, let my people go. I don't know if they're going to believe that I have seen you in this bush. And so God says to him one very important question. He says, man, what's in your hand? And that question is the same question he's asking us. What's in your hand? What is it that God has given you and placed in you? I know we could talk about all the things that you can't do and all the things that you don't know how to do. But what is it that God has placed in your hand for this season, this time, this moment? Man, what are you good at? We ain't going to worry about what you ain't good at. What are you good at? And what are you good at, or what are you able to do? What skill, what talent, what ability, what resource, man, what mind, what body, what skill are you given? What is it that you're given? And the second question you want to ask is, what's in your hand, and what are you doing? Like Moses, God tells him, man, throw it down. This staff can do some things. And so in your life, what is it that you are doing? What is it that you are doing to maximize the gifting that God has given you? Second thing that, man, this text brings out, and man, I think it's helpful for us finding our purpose in God. Second thing is this, is whose word is in your mouth? Moses is full of doubts. He starts off, of course, with the question, man, Lord, how is it that they're gonna know that that I actually saw you? How is it that I'm gonna authenticate the things that I am doing, that they are actually coming from God? How are they gonna believe me? And the second thing is he asked him. He says this, man. He says, "Look, I am not eloquent in speech, either in the past or since you've spoken to my servant." He literally says, listen, I don't know how to speak. I don't know how to talk. I'm not really good with my tenses. My subjects and my verbs don't agree. I don't have the ability like some people to just kind of stand on top. I don't have that voice like MLK. Can't sing like Beyonce, or can't sing like Jasmine Sullivan. I don't have the ability to speak the things that you are asking me to speak. And what the Lord says to him is something very critical, and it's something that we've gotta look at. He says, "Whose word is in your mouth?" And in essence, he'll say to him this. He'll say, "Who has made man's mouth? Who makes him mute or deaf or seen or blind? Is it not I, the Lord? And now therefore just go." And literally what he's telling him is, look, man, you are probably not very eloquent, and that's okay. But regardless of that, who is it that made your mouth? And if I made your mouth and I have sent you to this purpose, then you will be able to execute the purpose that I've sent you. Another way to say this is, if I told it to you, another way to say this is, where God gives vision, God gives provision. Where God says, this is where I want you to be and want you to do and how to do it, we can trust him that he's going to give us the ability to do it. All we've got to remind ourselves and to remember is who gave it to us. And if he gave it to us, he will give us exactly what we need for that season. Last thing that I want to point out is, if the first two questions we got to ask ourselves is, what's in our hand, or what can we do with the things that we've been given by God? And the second thing is, whose word is in your mouth? The last thing is, who is going with you? Who is going with you? So then Moses is still hesitant. He has this one last question. He says, "Here am I, Lord, send somebody else." He said it's like this. He says, "Oh, my Lord, please send somebody else." After everything that God had already asked him and told him that he was going to be able to do, he still had doubts. And the thing that he said to him was, send somebody else. And so God said to him, although he was angry, he's very gracious with him. He says to him, look, I'm not going to send somebody else. I'm going to send you with somebody else. I'm not going to send you alone. And this question puts in our mind, in our heart, hey, if you've been called to do something great, spectacular, wonderful, or man, if you've been called to sweep streets, sorry, I can't say it. If you've been called to sweep streets, then he's going to give you people and path in your way, mentors and coaches and pastors and leaders, and there's people around you who are willing and desirous to take that journey with you. And so, man, I want to encourage you to not quit, to keep going, and to evaluate for the new season, for this new season, for this new year, what it is that God has placed in you, and to encourage you to look at what he has given you in your hand. What has he placed in your mouth? And who has he placed and sent you with in this season? All right, guys, thank you so much. Take care.